Hey everyone, I'm just doing a little experiment here to doing a reading right on the spot. The breeze just picked up a little bit and I'm not sure what that'll do with the sound, but I wanted to do a reading to use the cards to help with setting intentions for the week. So what we're going to do is we're going to have our first column is going to signify the challenge of the week. The second is what your angels and guides want to show you how to navigate the week. And then the third, we create an intention that comes from the consults that the cards have given us, okay? So I'm doing it handheld, so I hope it won't be too troublesome. But the whole idea I just want to try is, can I do readings wherever I want, whether I'm equipped to do it or not? Because you have to admit that this is a nice place to be doing a reading from. So our first card, our challenge, is the Three of Swords. Okay, this would indicate that, and this is the way you can tell if this reading is for you, no kidding, because if you don't resonate right away, you can find one of gabillions of YouTube readings. But this one is for somebody who's just going through a hard thing in the heart. It of course can suggest the broken heart of lost love, but it more importantly, it can mean even the situation in the world right now on March 14th of 2022. There's so much heartbreak out there. And if you are a manifester and you really want to create with your thoughts, remember, what you think about, you bring about, right? So how can you detach from the pain that's going on to focus on something positive in your business, in your relationships, with your friendships, with your health, whatever? Notice that the strands, I think there's 5 of them, that are tying this heart up, and look around her chest where they're wound. So remember that we are projecting our own problems in terms of how much we let them bother us. There are bad things that happen. The world has been violent since the beginning of time. But why would you need to be worried about it? Does that help the world? Thank you, Dr. Wayne Dyer. If you want to help, then you need to be clear of this kind of sorrow to use the best part of your brain for creative ideas. So now let's take a look at the partner card from the Gilded. Whoop. And we have Judgment. Okay, so when we pick 2 cards like this, the point of it is to be able to understand the story that's true in both of these. Judgment is a big deal, especially when you feel somebody is behaving so badly that you have a right to judge them. And I totally get that. If this is just a romantic breakup, then perhaps you were cheated on, right? And you feel like I have every right to be just as judgmental as I want to be, which can be helpful for a minute. It can feel good to be angry. Can I hear an amen from the peanut gallery, right? It can be very satisfying to just pinch someone's head off. But the point is then, guess who the judge is? It's your own self, because isn't it true you always feel kind of like crap after you've let somebody have it? So I would say that I'm seeing the potential for being judgmental towards people who have hurt you, or even being too hard on yourself and feeling like it's not your guilt really, but feeling bad feelings about yourself because you stood up for yourself. Okay, so that's our challenge for the week. And now let's go to what our angels and guides would like for us to know. And we have Justice. You know what? One of the things I tell people is the cards do all the work for you, and they really do. So this is a promise from your guides and your angels that justice is a natural thing. I mean, just like violence in the world is a natural thing. I know I hate to say that. I mean, some people believe there could be peace forever for everyone, but I would challenge that person to look at history. But the fact is that in your little life, which is such a grain of sand compared to the problems in the world, let's face it, justice is going to prevail. So part of you being able to step out, become more objective, even though you have had a painful experience, The truth is that you have gotten through a lot of hard stuff over time. You've climbed out of many dark holes. This is just another blip on the radar. And you know what? There is a lesson in every heartbreak. If you keep attracting the same kind of person, you have to deal with that. That's not your last ex's fault. It's something in your magnetism is set for, yes, please, another one of those, please. Like you're on the, what do you call, like the people mover at the airport. You just keep attracting the same person. It's nobody's fault, so to speak. It's just like something needs to be reset in your settings, okay? So expect justice for the situation that we have in our challenge, and expect that the more you lean into your spiritual tools, your energetic tools, the more likely you're going to get the justice that you're looking for. And your feelings are justified. It's just a matter of how to detach from it enough that you can be sensitive to answers coming from the other side. Okay, so let's look at our clarity card. And we have the Two of Pentacles. Okay, now what I notice right away here, is she's got 2 cups and he's got 2 coins. So this could be about a partnership. There could have been something that happened between you, even a friend. Sometimes, have you ever gone into business with a friend? That can be problematic, right? Or some kind of misunderstandings between 2. So if we look at the Justice card here, you are promised justice. But you have to remember that there's a saying called pick your battles, right? Pick your battles. Don't go to, have a huge argument over something that's petty. My suggestion is you just take the old-fashioned way, grab a piece of paper, write down the pros and cons of whatever choice you're facing here, and you may decide that going to court and suing someone is not the best thing for anyone, right? You may decide that deciding to keep half the furniture in the divorce and so you can screw her decorating, that's not, necessarily best for everyone. So in pursuing your own view of justice, you could make an error. But if you let energy and spirit help you, you're going to feel more balanced, more stable, and make a really good decision. Okay, now again, writing down what it is what's really going on, and then write a second column of what is your ideal outcome. What would be ideal? What would be best for you? Bullet points, okay? Because that way you're prepared to go into making the intention. And that's what the next step is here. Now, if you're enjoying this reading, of course, I would love if you would subscribe. That's like a party invitation, right? Then your YouTube will tell you you're invited to the next party. But anyway, let's take a look at this. We're going to use the cards right now. Oh, wait a second. I'm going to skip it. I'm going to go over to the bottom of the deck first, because the bottom of the deck is what's going to be our last piece of wisdom for creating the intention. And we have 8 of Wands. Oh, that's such a fun it makes me wiggle in my chair. But it's a great manifesting card because something's coming quick. And I'm one who likes things to go quick, and I get frustrated. Honestly, I do sometimes if I deny nature. If I deny nature, I get frustrated. For example, if I plant a kernel of corn in the ground today, I'm not going to have a tortilla tomorrow. And so if I'm frustrated because the corn does not grow fast enough, that's my problem, right? So, but when you're a manifester, this means that there's a message coming your way. It's quick moving. The wands are the suit of expansion and manifesting. So somebody has fired off some rockets of energy that they are coming your way. I love that they're all going toward that bright light at the center. And again, that always reminds me that everything that I want, everything that you want, is anchored, and we plant the seeds of it in our deepest core. You have consciousness of your deepest core when your body is completely relaxed you're limp and your mind is focused. Then you have your best chance of planting seeds that will grow, all right? So I love that a part of the energy here for when we create our intention for the week. And now, what's the clarity? And Six of Swords. I love that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, cards. And Source and Spirit and angels and everybody that's on our team. With the Six of Swords, this is a message of calm waters ahead. Calmer waters ahead. I notice that she is not, there's nothing in this picture that suggests rushing or hurrying. There's just a certain posture of warmth and truth. The reason I say that is because she's dressed in blue and the card is primarily blue. So what that shows me is that as part of making this intention come true for the week, speaking your truth is going to be extremely important and fruitful. Okay, so now I really like that. It makes me excited because I can use an intention for this week. I get bored of the same old intentions. Don't you too? Like repeating the same old affirmations and doing the same old manifesting stuff. So now, what's the clues on our intention? Okay, 10 of Swords. Take another one. This is the Light Seers Tarot, and if you're a Tarot lover, you know this is not the imagery we typically see with the 10 of Swords. But the 10s close out a cycle. And after this, in the suit of the Swords, we have the Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the King of Swords. And I kind of look at that like, you know, master training or graduate school, because just getting through the 10 of Swords by developing the way you think about and talk about your life circumstances, by time you really get skilled in that area of how to pick the words that plant the right kind of seeds for you, that is a celebration. This is the end of a cycle. So when I look at this week's reading and I look at some of you who have had some real heartbreak, I believe that setting an intention about releasing something forever, allowing the energy of this full moon that's coming in 5 days or 4 days now, but getting prepared to do a full moon ceremony where you can release as an act of your will some hurt from your past. This intention will bear a lot of fruit this week. It's the week of the full moon. Look at the bright light in her future. She's not carrying a suitcase, no purse. There's nothing with her. She's leaving things behind to go into a new level of being. I don't know what it is that you have been wishing for, but this is a tremendously impactful release that you're going to be doing with this full moon coming. Let's take a look at our clarity card, and then we'll create a couple of intentions. Ace of Swords. Victory after a battle. Victory after a battle. And the battle is not with the person or the circumstances that caused that Three of Swords, that pain. The battle is in your own mind to come to the place where you're willing to say, okay, I'm letting it go because I don't want to carry it anymore, and I'm going to feel better because of it. So for our intentions this week, it's really simple. First of all, I always love to use my magic words, even though, because they set my mind into a creative gear. And I believe they announce to my own ears, my own self, and to the universe that this is a shift, this is a change in how I think. So even though I'm not sure how to let go of this heartbreak, I do know that I have gotten through things before, and that once I make the choice, the universe will conspire with me to get it finished. I love knowing that I have the power to step away. I love knowing that once this is behind me, there is nothing stopping me. I love knowing that there is a new life, new people, new friends, new projects, and new manifestations that are beyond this experience. I set an intention today to release myself from the thoughts I've thought over time that have kept me trapped under the Ten of Swords. I intend to celebrate in advance exactly how I will feel when I am no longer obsessing about this issue. All right, those are just a few of examples that came from my heart, just flat out, and I'm not prepared. But leave your intention in the comments below, or make a claim for this full moon, that we can step into it with a promise to our own selves to release ourselves from anything that's held us back in the area of heartbreak. Anyway, thank you for joining me for this reading. I appreciate you more than you know. A like and a share means a lot. It's like you're giving me a big hug. When I get that, I really feel it. Take care now.